A very warm and pleasant good morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are ready for your science class. And today we are going to start new chapter, that is chapter number 11, measurement. I hope you have heard this term measurement earlier also, because measurement play a very important role in our life. As you all know, when you go to buy fruits and vegetables, there also you buy it a specific amount of vegetable and fruit. For this, you should know how much of vegetable and fruit is required by you. So measurement is basically to find a number which shows the size or amount of something. It plays a very important role in our daily life, as I had given you example that when we buy fruits and vegetable, we buy it in a specific quantity. For example, if you need to buy mango, you buy as 1 kg or 2 kg. This is the amount of mango, quantity of mango needed by you. And the same way, shopkeeper weigh the same amount of mangoes and give it to you. Second example, when you go to shops and you buy a fabric in order to stitch a dress for you, or pant or shirt, you need a fabric. The shopkeeper measure the length of fabric and give it to you. Suppose 5 meter is required to stitch is needed to stitch a dress, so the shopkeeper will give you 5 meter cloth for the dress. Again, when you take that fabric and go to the tailor also take the measurement of your body parts so as to make a dress fit on you. So here there are many examples where measurement plays an important role. Also, when we need to measure the distance between two states, then also measurement come into play in the form of distance, which is measured in kilometers. Now the question arises, why do we need measurement? So I hope with the help of examples it is clear to you why there is a need of measurement, as it plays a very important role in our daily life. Without measurement, you can't imagine life will be meaningless, because for each and every activity we need to measure. For example, suppose your mama makes a dal. She also measure the quantity of dal to be required for 4 members in a family, or she take the quantity of dal according to the members. So this is how measurement plays an important role in our life. Now, what is the importance of measurement in science? It is a fundamental skill of science. Without measurement, we could not describe our observations. Numbers, you all know, in maths, they can stand by themselves and they can be meaningful. But in science, we need to give that number a dimension or a kind of physical measurement in order to make it meaningful. 3 most common type of dimensions are length, mass and time. So I hope the importance of measurement is clear to you. We need common and well-defined units of measurement. Such units enable us to measure different physical quantities and report them accurately. As you know, in ancient times, what people used to do, they use their arm length, footsteps, sticks, handspan, etc. to measure the distance or length of an object. But length of handspan, footstep varies from person to person, which is not accurate because the size of foot and the size of handspan may vary. This leads to inaccurate and varying measurement. So, as you know, in ancient times there were no scales, there were no measuring tape. How the people used to measure the things? They are using their handspan, footsteps, or sticks to measure the distance or length of an object, which is proved to be an inaccurate method because of varying sizes of handspan and foots. Then there is a need for standard unit of measurement. As you can see in the picture, these are the various methods opted by ancient people to measure the distance or the length of any object, that is handspan, arm length, cubit and footstep. As you can see, handspan is the distance from the tip of the little finger to the tip of the thumb of an outstretched hand. This is the handspan. Now, a digit is the thickness or width of index finger. Cubit. Cubit is the distance from the tip of the middle finger of the outstretched hand to the front of the elbow. And as you all know, foot is the length of a foot. So this is how ancient people used to measure the length of an object or distance of any place, which is quite inaccurate method because, as I told you earlier, because of the varying size of hand and foot. So that is why will be a need for standard method of measurement, that mass should be measured in kilogram, grams. Distance should be measured in kilometers, meters. Temperature should be measured in degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit. Volume should be measured in liter, milliliter. So these are called as standard units of measurement for length, mass, time, volume and temperature. Because these methods are inaccurate methods which are adopted by our ancient times. So standard unit which is used for the measurement of a physical quantity is called a unit. For example, for length we use meter, foot, inch. For mass we use kilogram, pound. For time we use second, minute, hour. And for temperature, you all know Fahrenheit, Kelvin, degree Celsius. So standard unit is used for the measurement of physical quantity. Now the question arises, what is physical quantity? Physical quantity is that property that can be measured and described by a number. For example, mass of a person is 65 kg. So here mass is the physical quantity that can be measured. Mass of a person can be measured. So it is that property that can be measured. It is the property that can be measured and described by number. Length of a table is 3 meter, area of a hall is 100 meters square, and temperature of room is 300 Kelvin. So these are all mass, temperature, length, time, all these are the physical quantities that can be measured and described by a number. Now, physical quantity is expressed using two components. First is the magnitude or numeric value, which expresses how many times the unit is contained in that physical quantity. And second, it depends upon the unit in which the physical quantity is measured. I hope it is clear to you. Physical quantity, I told you, it is that property which can be measured, and it consists of two components. First component is the number of a unit. Number of a unit, or you can say amount of something, or mass of something, or distance of something, which is represented by the number. As I told you in the definition also, physical quantity is that property which is described by the number, which is described by a number. So if I take 65 kg, 65 is the numeric value which expresses how many times the unit is contained in that physical quantity. And second, 65 kg, kg is the unit. So physical quantity is expressed in two components. First is numeric value and second is the unit. That is 65 kg. 65 is the numeric value and kg is the unit. First is measurement of length. Now length, you all know, it is the measure of distance between 2 points, and the standard unit for length is meter. Unit used for the measurement of larger distances, such as distance between your home and school, is measured in kilometers. Between 2 points, it is measured in meter, and if you want to measure the distance, long distances, that is the distance between Karnal and Delhi, distance between your home and school, that will be measured in kilometers. Unit of length used to express height of a person. If the unit of a length we are using to describe the height of a person or height of a cupboard, that will be expressed in inches or foot. Okay, if you measure the distance of 2 points, that will be measured in meters. If you want to measure the distance of long distance between the two places, two states, that will be measured in kilometers. And if you want to measure the height of a person or a height of table or height of a cupboard, that will be measured in foot or inches. Now, some of the smaller units of lengths are also used to measure small lengths. For example, if you want to measure the length of a pencil, that will be measured in millimeters. So, I hope this is clear to everyone. Now, units of length, as you all know, centimeter, meter, standard unit is meter, centimeter, kilometer, inch, and foot. Now, there are symbols that are used for it. For centimeter, we use cm. For meter, we use small m. For kilometer, we use km. For inches, we use inverted commas. And for foot, we use ft. And you also know, you have done in mathematics also, conversion of units. Now 1 meter, as you all know, is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, and 1 inch is equal to 2.4 centimeter. Now, depending upon these formula or units, standard units, we will solve the numerical also, where you are going to convert higher unit to smaller and smaller to higher. And this you have all done in mathematics in the chapter of conversion of the units. Now suppose first example is convert 5 kilometer to meter. Now, as you all know, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So, what you are going to do, you are going to multiply 1000 by 5, and the answer will be 5000 meter. Next is 23 kilometers to meter. Again, it will be 23,000 meter. Next is 17 millimeter to centimeter. Now you know 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. Now centimeter is higher unit and millimeter is smaller unit. When you convert higher to smaller, you are going to multiply. But when you convert smaller to higher, you are going to divide it. And here we have to convert millimeter to centimeter. That means we need to convert smaller unit to higher unit, and here you are going to divide 17 by 10, and the answer will be 1.7 centimeter. Next is 10 centimeter to meter. Again here centimeter is the smaller unit and meter is the higher unit, and for converting smaller to higher you are going to divide. That means it will be 10 upon 100, and the answer will be 0.1 meter. Similarly, last example is you have to convert 1357 meter into kilometer. Here also you are converting smaller unit to higher unit. So here you have to divide it by 1000, because 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So here you are going to divide it, and the answer will be 1.357 kilometer. So this is the way you have to solve the numericals given in your book. So I hope up till here the chapter is clear to you. Now you all know how to read the scale. If you see the scale, this top line is given in millimeter and this bottom is given in inches. Now if you measure from 1 to 3, if you take 1 to 3, that will be your 2 centimeter. That will be your 2 centimeter. Now, what is millimeter then? What is millimeter? As you can see here, as you can see, from 0 to 1, from 0 to 1, we are having 10 lines. So the distance from 0 to the first line, we are having the distance of 1 millimeter. So that means the 0 to 1 is 1 centimeter, that will be equal to 10 millimeter. So I hope this conversion is clear to everyone. Scales should be read from the top always. If you read from the side, it will give you wrong measurement. It should be read from the top. So I hope today's lecture is clear to everyone, and you all know what is measurement, why there is a need of standard unit for measurement, and what are the physical quantity, what are the different physical quantities and units we are using. We are having standard units to measure different physical quantity. As I told you, physical quantity is that property which can be measured and described by the number. That is mass, temperature, length, time, volume, and all these physical quantities are measured, and there will be specific and standard unit for these physical quantity needs to be measured. That is mass to be in kg, length to be in meter, kilometer, foot, inches, time will be in hour, minute, and seconds, temperature will be in Celsius and Fahrenheit, like this. So I hope today's lecture is clear to everyone, and solve the numericals given on in your book on your own, which is based on the conversion of higher unit to smaller and smaller to higher. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.